Hello everyone. Today we'll be learning about arrays and lists in and loops in the Python. A formal definition of array is an array data structure is a data structure consists of collection of elements, each identified by at least one array index or a key. So after this formal uh, definition, it's kind of difficult to understand what is an array. So For example, in our day-to-day life, we need information to store. We need computers to store information. So for example, if we are storing name of the clients for a company, and we store client 2 as Rob, client 3 as Jacob, and so on and so on. And imagine there are 100 clients. How much difficult it would be to actually identify each of the clients or find out one of the client. And to be honest, without an array, it's an unrealistic approach to actually name each variable and make it so much hard coded. So the way array works is like this. So let me show you the same example with one more. Let's add one more example here. Roy. Okay. So let me show you an example out here. So I can say array of client. That is the name of the array. And we will be storing this gentleman's name with a comma. Comma, Rob, Jacob, and Roy. So there are 4 individuals in our array, or you can see in our data structure or database, if any of that makes it much easier for you to understand. And we have stored them. So these are 4 variables which we are storing in one single collection or a single container. So the next question is, how do we access them? It's difficult to actually access each of this element, like the same problem. But still, how do array cares about, or how do array takes care of all these elements? Like there should be a logic behind it. So the way array or list actually takes care of elements or keep tracks of elements is through indexing. So indexing, let's see how does indexing work. So the first element up here is John. So we always consider the first element, John, to be 0, the 0th index, the first index. So when index is 1, when index is 2, when index is 3. So let's check it out. Let's give it a go. So array of client and index is 0. Who should we get? The answer should be John. As you can see, the answer is John. So let's say, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. How about we check it out for 3? We are able to actually find out the name of Roy. Okay, how about we give it 4, which is not present out here. It says that index out of range. So array is actually declared as index and it has a range on it. And by going out of index, we are actually we are asking the compiler to look at a memory location where nothing exists or something might exist, because you'll be amazed to actually find out that the delete operation works so differently. So that's why if you are actually disposing any of your hardware or hard drive, even after formatting, the best idea is actually to burn it down or cook it in the microwave. That would be the best bet to make sure that all the data are cleared from the hard disks. So let's keep it like this. And in the next part, we will be learning about loops. So before going back to loops, I would like to also clarify some new extra information regarding arrays. So right up here, I have showed kind of like a peek regarding array, because array is actually considered as list in Python. So list is very robust and it's It's created in an object-oriented environment. So since we haven't covered object-oriented programming, I need to give you guys a basic understanding of object-oriented programming before diving into the list and all its features. But one more thing I would like to add regarding list is, do you know we can actually know the length of the array? And how do you do that? By just calling a function called length, and we can call array, and that's it. It's actually returning the length of the array, which is this one. So it's pretty cool, right? It makes our life a lot more easier that we can know that how many elements are there in the array. So let's go for while loop at first. So as we can see, our main target was to actually print from 1 to 5 and count. So for a while loop, we need a counter to actually do the like true and false like comparison. So for the logical operators, so while count, like which is 1 right now, the value of count is 1, and if count is less than 5 or equal to 5, print count. So right now it's printing count, which is 1. And then we increment, like increase the value of count. Like count is assigned to be count plus 1, which is 1 plus 1, 2. So right now 2 is here. We haven't gone out and printed out. Have you seen that? So we are still inside this while block. So we go back to while condition and we say that, okay, what is the value of count right now? That time the value of count is 2. So 2 is less than 5 or less than or equal to 5. So that's true. So let's go in. Print count, which is 2, and again increment the value of count, which is 3, like, and go back. Is 3 less than 5 or equal to 5? That's true. We go on like this until the value of 5 is right up here. So 5 is less than or equal to 5. So right now it's equal to 5. Still it's true. So we go in and we print out the value of 5, which is right up here, the value of count. And count is equal to count plus 1. That time count changes the value to 6. And we go up here back to while condition, and that time 6 is less than or equal to 5. Is it true? Like, is 6 less than, or like in other words, smaller than, or is it equal to 5? Obviously not. So it's not going to go in, so because this is a false statement. So what it's going to do, it's going to come out of this block and it's going to print out this, like it's going to follow the next instruction, which was the print function, like the print instruction. And I have done this using, I have concatenated using the string casting function, and we have printed out the value of count is 6. That's pretty much it about while loop. In the following videos, I'll be making some tutorials regarding exercises, actual exercises from interview questions, and we'll try to solve much more difficult problems for our exams. So for loop is a bit different than while loop. It's in way easier, and also in one way it's much more different, but like it's better as well. It depends on person to person. So we have this array of list which we have used before, and for clients, it's an index I'm calling clients, in array of client, which is the name of the container, print clients. So it's client. I can even write I if you guys may find it much more easier. I can say index and it will give out the same result. I can even write I as well. If you're from if you're making a transition from C++ to Python, so we are used to for I is equal to 0, I is less than size, I plus plus. So we are more used to that thing for C++. Even if I'm using I as well, it still makes sense. But for this one, as you can see, we do not have access to the index. Like we cannot directly show the index as well as the value. Up here, we didn't show it here, but I have showed it here as well. So for days, it's an array of days, which is month, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. for index, which is I, and days, and using enumerator days, so print index and day. So this is printing the index as well as the day. This is pretty much, and I hope it was quite helpful. Just wait for the new uploads. I hope the new videos and more extra exercises will be able to help you guys out. Till then, take care.